Turning now to another Target 8 investigation, excessive force. Accusations that prompted the firings of 5 corrections officers from the Ionia Maximum Security Prison last year. We broke that story back in November, and tonight we're learning that 3 of those guards have their jobs back. 24-Hour News 8's Leon Hendricks live outside of the IMAX at Ionia with more in this story. Leon?
Brian, from the beginning, the officers and the department disagreed as to whether or not excessive force was used. In fact, so did 2 different arbitrators that reviewed the case. One ruled that excessive force was used, while the other ruled that the guard did nothing wrong. At the end of the day, however, they both decided that all officers should get their jobs back. The encounter obviously heated. The state's response, bold.
We do not tolerate excessive force in our department.
Weeks after the incident, all 5 officers involved were fired. One of them, Carlos Castillo, turned to 24-Hour News 8 to look into why.
I think about that every day, Leon, and wonder why it had to happen.
The state says its investigation and this video proved the officers used excessive force. The team of 5 included 2 probationary officers new to the force. 3 of the officers filed grievances over their firings, and they were all reinstated after arbitration hearings. For fired Lieutenant Stephen Mock, an arbitrator ruled that he did, quote, nothing wrong, and decided that he should be reinstated with back pay. For the other officers, Robert Cooper and John Soa, the arbitrator ruled the officers did use excessive force. The bulk of his decision was based on what that prisoner did to prompt this scene. He agreed that the prisoners spitting at the officers was assaultive behavior. He says the team did not need to respond with the force that they did, considering the protective gear that they were wearing. He says they should have retreated from the cell without injuring the prisoner. But the punishment the arbitrator ruled was also excessive. He decided that those officers should be reinstated, but without back pay, stating, quote, while I believe there is justification for serious discipline, I do not believe discharge was appropriate, end quote. The other 2 officers, including Carlos, were probationary, 2 new to be eligible for the arbitration hearings. They remain off the job. Our investigation last November questioned whether probationary employees should participate in cell extractions at all, especially those of prisoners known to be violent, like the one in this case. We discovered the union contract says probationary employees should not be exposed to an unusual risk for assault. The Department of Corrections now says Human Resources is investigating that question. Now, the state is appealing the decision on the Lieutenant Mock. They can do that because he is not in the union. As for the other 2 officers, that decision is final. Now, for the probationary employees, their case is closed with the department. Their only recourse now is filing a civil lawsuit. Now, I did speak with the family of the prisoner involved with this. She was outraged that some of the guards are back on the job. Reporting live in Ionia, Leon Hendricks, 24-Hour News 8.